but import 2.5 billion, and exporting less than 150 maximum million dollars. Also regarding the effectiveness of the monetary policy, actually, you said that procedures and measures taken by the central bank is not reflected or materialized. We have a study conducted by Mr. Gordian saying that there is a time gap, time lag or gap, and he measured that it means 19.3 months of months for the monetary policy to be reflected and materialized. Maybe regarding the fiscal policy, subsidies, as you know, creating distortions in consumption, production, and allocation of resources. So that's why the government has to lift the subsidies and to direct subsidies to the poor people and needy people, and direct to the targeted people. Yes. Regarding the crowding out, we have to mention that in 2010, it's not to have a credit, but for the first time we went to the European countries and to the US, and for the first time we issued Euro bonds. Euro bonds, it was $750 million for the first time, and the rate, fixed interest rate for 5 years, 3.875, which is a story of success, just to avoid crowding out the private sector. What's new for me, that we have an opportunity to increase taxes. People saying that tax burden in Jordan is too high compared to other countries, but you mentioned that we have an opportunity to increase taxes. Maybe it depends on the categories, it depends on the definition and the classification of taxes. The competitiveness for our economy, also we have to take care of that, because you see that exports less than at least half or less than half of our imports, but maybe because of the crude oil and the food prices, exactly. The two items are inelastic for adjusting. Also, you mentioned the multiplier of the government spending. The private sector spending multiplier, I mean, here is better than the government. The grants, we have to rely on security grants. Not to say that we receive 870 as this year, the budgeted figure, and not to receive any, or at least less than 100 or 200. Then the security grants, it means if we exaggerated the figure of the grants, the expenditure side is guaranteed, the revenue side and the grants not guaranteed, so the budget deficit widening, and this will be reflected in generating more debt. Maybe I'd like to leave the floor for 1.5 minutes to His Excellency Dr. Jawad Al-Anani, because he is leaving to give a lecture, I think, in another place. Then to Mr. Talal Abu-Ghazaleh, just to say a few words about the economy, and you are an expert in everything. So, Doctor.
Thank you. I'll talk sitting. Actually, I was exposed. I'm not going to cheat. I was exposed to this study because I had an opportunity to discuss it with Diane twice. And so in a way, I feel like I'm plagiarizing. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go and give another lecture. Maybe I will just repeat the same lecture. That makes my life easy.
But the audience is different.
Yeah. The audience, by the way, are mostly Cherkessian, so I speak plain Russian. Anyway, I have, even in addition to what we discussed, I have some comments. First of all, I find it a little bit contradictory to speak of very high capital formation in Jordan, even, thank you.
No, this one is off.
To speak, even if we exclude FDI, DFI, we still have very high capital formation. How can that tally, because there comes to Medicare, how can that tally with very low level of savings? So in a way, this could not have been done. Thank you. Takes a feminine touch. So,
But it depends how reliable the data are. Yeah, please.
You know, the USA can have reforms and can fix the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
now, because I think you are neglecting people